What is up, everybody? What's up, Facebook? It's your boy, JR Morales here, broadcasting live from Panama City, Panama. Now live on YouTube and Facebook Live from this cool little app called StreamYard. It's very nice to create this kind of content. So I got something very, very cool for you guys today. Today we're going to talk about what's really working in 2020 to getting new clients, especially in the climate that we're in right now. I'm just going to explain the things that I've been focusing on, my team has been focusing on, and I've been focusing my clients on, so that we can take advantage of this particular time and what's really happening in this moment in our businesses and how we can actually grow from this and make it even better for us. So before getting started, I want to invite you, though, to head on over to moralesclass.com, where I go into a deeper dive into all this kind of stuff. If you really want to know what's working for us right now, what's working, generating sales, even during these difficult times, head on over to moralesclass.com. That's MORALES class.com. Man, I'm happy I got that right. Okay, so let's go a little bit into what has happened and how things are a little bit different now, especially when you're looking at the current situation, right? And coronavirus has really changed the situation for everybody. You know, people are quarantined more and more every day. We hear the sad news of, you know, the people getting sick and dying all over the world, and it's just a very, very tough scenario to be in. And what has happened, if you really look at what has happened from the psychological standpoint and where people are really looking at what they're doing in their business, what has really happened is that a lot more people are now putting a premium on goodwill. And what this means is, now that we're all feeling sort of this weak sensation, or this, like, you know, kind of scared sensation or afraid of what's happening, we're looking for these things, right? And the way I equated when I was talking to one of my clients yesterday is I told him, like, hey, when we were little kids, right, the moment we had a nightmare, we were running to someone, right? We were running to someone that would comfort us. And in a very unique way, that's kind of what we want to do, which leads me to the next point. And the next point is that the time right now isn't really for revenue extraction, which is just basically getting the transaction done. It's actually the time to expand your audience, right? It's the time to attract your audience. It's the time to get new people on board with what you do, the way you do it, why it's valuable, and build that bond. Because the truth is, a lot of people are not doing transactions. I saw a report that came out earlier today that said that Visa, right, had registered lows in the purchasing that people were doing, because, I mean, let's face it, people are obviously purchasing less because they're not able to go to the stores and the places that they were able to go to before. But now, you know, we're getting to a point where it's really, you know, we're in flux right now. We're in a state of, like, right now it's going to be quarantine, but eventually we're going to be out of it. Now, my question to you is this: wouldn't it be a great idea strategically to focus on what's going to happen once those people are out? If they're at their homes right now and they're looking at all this stuff and they're looking for help and they're looking for value, and you can step up, right, and you can deliver value to them while they're in this situation, while things are very difficult, right? You deliver value to them, so that whether it's before this whole thing ends or after this whole thing ends, but now you'll have built a bond with them, right? That bond you can always then trade on and figure out what to sell to them depending on what they value and how you can help them. But the truth is, and where I find a lot of the power comes in, especially when doing something as crucial as, you know, working with clients, is that you want to build that audience, right? You want to create that bond, and now is the perfect time to do it. Why? Okay, let me tell you some additional things that happen with this. The first thing is that when you're building your audience, what I really mean is that you're creating goodwill. And when I say this, I mean it in the best of terms. And what I mean is, you're delivering value to people that can actually do something with what you're saying, right? You're creating goodwill because you're doing it without them having to spend any money up front, because you're just being cool, right? You're just being calm. You're being someone who is in a very difficult time, someone that's showing them a way, right? Showing them how they can better their lives, how things can be better. And this is extremely powerful. It's extremely powerful because once you get into this, right, and once you're really building that bond, then that's how you build, you know, your business the right way. And also, right? If you do things the right way, not only do you get to build your audience and you get to create all that goodwill that goes with it, but you also get to sell stuff, because there's always going to be people that really want to take you up on stuff, or they, you know, kind of warm up to your language and warm up to your perspective of stuff, and they just want to join, right? And while I say that, I remind you to check on moralesclass.com. That's MORALES class.com. We're going to go into a deeper dive into all this stuff, where I'm going to show you what's the best strategies, right, to get clients that are working right now in 2020, especially when it comes to attracting the right audience. And I have a couple of things that we're going to do right there on the class that are going to help you get a lot of clarity on that. So head over to moralesclass.com and register for that right away. It's completely free. Now, I'm not going to lie. I will offer you something, but only if it's the right fit for you. So no pressure. I'm just going to give you something very, very powerful. And that's going to give you a lot of insight about your business and the kind of pivots that you can be doing right now, especially in 2020. But when we look at what happens, right, is that you want to create that goodwill. You want to create that with your audience. So let's think of like, what's the best way that we can really do that? And guess what? The best way is exactly what I'm doing right now. It's to create live videos, right? You create live videos with your audience, even if you don't have an audience. Why? Because the moment that you create the live videos, you're creating an asset. And that's an asset that can later on be turned into an advertisement. It's also an asset that Facebook will run it organically to some people. Now, I'm not saying it's a huge number, and it's not like it's going to make it on its own. I am, you know, firm believer of running ads and stuff. And it's the reason why, you know, when I do all these lives, I promote them immediately, because guess what? I just created a new piece of content for my audience that has insane value and also sells them stuff, right? In this case, I'm selling you on going to my free class that's over at moralesclass.com. But the idea is to just be cool, right? Create good content, be cool, and think of your audience as if they're sitting right in front of you and they're hurting, right? Right now, they're hurting. They're in a lot of pain. They're in a lot of fear. They're afraid of what can happen. And here you are, coming in to save the day. So until next time, this is J.R. Morales signing out. Have a great one.